Hello students. In this problem, we have a uniform bar of mass m of length L, which is hanging by the four identical light wires. Okay, so there is a uniform wire with mass m, length L, hangs on four identical light wires. The wires have been attached to the bar at a distance of L by 3 from one another, and they are vertical, whereas the bar is horizontal. Initially, the tensions are same in all the wires and given as mg by 4. Find the tensions after one of the outermost wire has been cut. Okay. So these are four wires: wire number 1, wire number 2, and this is wire number 3 and wire number 4. They all are separated by a distance of L by 3, L by 3, and L by 3. Total length is L. Mass of this bar is given as m. Wires are massless. And now we are going to cut this outermost wire. One of the outermost wire will be now cut. And then after we have to find what is the tension force remaining in the other three wires. Okay. So that is the question for today related to your JEE Advanced Series 2020, scheduled to be on 27th September. Okay, fine. What is the concept behind this question? That when we cut this wire, suppose that we cut this right wire, okay, that I suppose that the right wire is cut, and then after the wire number 1, wire number 2, and wire number 3, they are left. First of all, notice that they are the light wires. Okay, they are the light wires. As soon as we cut the wire number 4, which is the outermost wire, what is going to happen is all the three wires will be slightly stretched. The wire 1, wire 2, and wire 3, they are going to stretch slightly. The moment you cut the wire number 4, the equilibrium of this bar will be disturbed. And when the equilibrium of this bar will be disturbed, there will be a slight displacement of this bar. There will be a slight displacement of this bar, and a slight rotation of this wire, this bar. There will be a slight rotation of this bar. What I mean that after cutting the string number 4, the situation will be something like this. We can think that situation will be something like this. If I cut the wire number 4, the situation is like this. This bar will be slightly tilted. This bar will be slightly tilted from its initial position. Okay, in this figure, you can see that this bar will be slightly disturbed. After the wire number 4 is cut, this bar will be slightly disturbed. It will be slightly, it will move downward by a very small distance, and it will also rotate by a very small angle, due to which this wire number 1 will be elongated by a very small distance, which I suppose as x1. This wire number 2 will be stretched by a small distance, let us suppose that x2, and the wire number 3 will be stretched, elongated by a very small distance, let us suppose that x3. So these three wires will be stretched by amounts x1, x2, x3, which are not very large extensions because these are metallic wires. So the extensions will be very, very less extensions, and the bar can be almost considered as a horizontal bar. Now, the forces in these wires, the wire number 1, which is connected to the left side, the wire number 2, which is connected here, and the wire number 3, which is connected here. Notice that these wires are now elongated. These wires are now elongated, so they will have a force in it. They will have a restoring force developed in these wires. And the restoring force developed in the wire number 1, let us suppose it is T1. The restoring force developed in the wire number 2 is, let's say, T2. And the restoring force developed in the wire number 3, call it T3. Also, there will be a force of gravity on this bar at the center of mass of this wire, which is at the midpoint, because this wire is uniform. This bar is uniform. Due to the uniformity of this bar, the center of mass of this bar will be at the midpoint, through which the force of gravity will act in the downward direction. Okay, so this will be the force of gravity mg in the downward direction. Notice that the bar is slightly tilted. It is slightly tilted and it has moved slightly downward. Now, in order to have equilibrium of this bar, under the three remaining wires, the following equations can be written now. First, the first equation for the equilibrium of this wire you can write down as force T1 plus force T2 plus force T3. That is the sum of all tension forces must be equal to the force of gravity, which is a mg on this bar. That is the first equation for the translatory or vertical equilibrium. Secondly, we can balance the torques. Under the equilibrium, first condition will be sigma of force will be 0. And now you can write down the sigma of torque equal to 0. I will calculate the torque about point A, which is the leftmost point. So I will calculate the torque about the reference point A, and that torque has to be 0 for the new equilibrium of this bar. For calculation of torque, I will approximately consider the bar as the horizontal bar. Though it has turned, though this bar has turned by some angle, there is no doubt this bar has turned by an angle, by some angle, but that angle theta is a very small angle, a very small angle. Extensions in the wire are very small extensions, so the rotation angle of this bar will be negligible angle as far as we are calculating the torque. So for the purpose of calculation of torque, we can consider the bar as the horizontal bar, and then the torques can be approximately written as relative to the point A. Relative to the point A, there will be no torque which is given by the force T1 as it is passing through the point number A. So no torque will be developed by the T1, by the force T1 at this point. This force, the force T2 in the second wire, will produce a torque about the point A, and that torque we can calculate as the force T2 into the distance from the point number A. Since we are approximately considering the bar as the horizontal bar, so the distance of T2 from the point number A can be written as L by 3. So I can write T2 L by 3. Plus another torque will be by the force T3 in the third wire. This T3 force will also produce a torque about point A. And the torque of T3 force about point A will be T3 into the distance of T3 from point A. And the distance of T3 from point A, the wire T3, the tension T3 is at a distance of 2L by 3 from the point A, and therefore it is T3 into 2L by 3. The torques which are given by the forces T2 and T3 relative to the point A, the torque by T2 is in the anti-clockwise direction. The torque by T3 is also in the anti-clockwise direction. But if I find the torque by force of gravity mg relative to the reference point A, then I will find that the mg force will produce a clockwise torque relative to the point A. And this clockwise torque given by the force of gravity relative to the point A must balance the torque which is given by the force T2 and T3 relative to the point A. Therefore, you can write down that mg into, and now what is the distance of mg from point A? Mg is at the midpoint, which is the center of mass. So it must be at a distance of L by 2 from this point A. Force mg is at a distance of L by 2 from point A, and therefore I will write it L by 2. That's my second equation now. Now the critical point of this question. We have three unknowns. In this question, we have three unknowns, T1, T2, and T3. They are unknowns. And now we have two equations, one from the equilibrium of forces, one from the equilibrium of torque. So there must be a third equation, then only we can find out the values of T1, T2, and T3. And now for the third equation, we are going to use the concept of elasticity. That is, the restoring force according to the Hooke's law is proportional to the extension in the wires. So we are going to use Hooke's law. And if I apply the Hooke's law, if I follow Hooke's law, then I can write down that the force T1 developed in the wire 1, the force T1 developed in the wire 1 is consequence of the force T1 developed in the wire 1 is a consequence of the extension X1 in that wire. So therefore, this force T1 must be constant of elasticity, let us call it K, times the extension X1. Similarly, the force developed in the wire 2 will be some constant K multiplied by extension in the wire X2, and same for the wire number 3, T3 will be equals to K times of X3. These wires are elastic wires. So they must follow the Hooke's law under the limit of elasticity, and the extensions are considered to be very small. So if the extensions are very small, we can follow the Hooke's law. Now, another point in this question is that these wires are the extensions x1, x2, x3. How can you relate the extension x1, x2, and x3? What is the way to relate the extension x1, x2, and x3? For that, consider these points A, B, C. Point A, notice from here. This point number A has moved down by a distance of x1 from the initial position. The point number A has moved down by a distance of x1 from the initial position. Okay. Wire number 2, that is point number B, has moved down by a distance of x2. And the wire number 3 has moved down by a distance of x3. So if you follow similarity between the triangles, which triangle? So we have a figure like this. We have a straight line, and then we have this something like inclined line, and then we have this distance as x1. Then at a distance of L by 3 we have x2, and then at a distance of 2L by 3 we have x3. Okay, these distances are L by 3 and L by 3. So if you follow similarity of triangles, like if I drop a line parallel to the original orientation of the bar from this x1 line, then from the geometry you can prove that this little distance will be x2 minus x1, and this is x3 minus x2, and these distances has to be equal. Therefore, you can write down x2 minus x1 must be equal to x3 minus x2. And then you can replace the values of x1, x2, x3 from t1 by k. That means x1 can be written as t1 over k. Similarly, x2 can be written as t2 over k. x3 can be written as t3 over k. And when you substitute this x1, x2, x3 in this equation number 3, substituting x1, x2, x3 in the equation number 3, you will get one more equation. And what is that equation? If I substitute x1, x2, x3 in this equation, then I get that t2 minus t1 is equal to t3 minus t2. That is my third equation now. So we are done with the equations. We have obtained the 3 necessary equations to solve this question. These are the 3 equations, and now we have to solve them simultaneously. Now we have to solve these 3 equations simultaneously, and if I solve these 3 equations simultaneously, I get the answer as t1 equal to mg over 12, t2 equal to mg over 3, and t3 equal to 7 mg over 12. Right? So this was the question which is useful for your JEE preparation 2020 to be held on the 27th of September. Thank you. Take care and bye-bye.